What's up, everybody? It's your boy Johnny, and welcome to the Firearm Convention. This video over here is a video of my 550B press by Dillon. Last video I posted with me running the bullet feeder on it and case feeder. People were messaging me trying to get me to talk about the setup, a little bit of narration on the video. So I'm going to break this narration video of my setup in two videos. One will be just me walking around the press in this video and just showing you my setup and pros and cons with all the tools and materials that are on this press. And then I'll do a video with me actually talking while reloading with the press. So first off, this is my 550. Sorry about that. Had to get that Lee handle out of the way. Get out of here. Um, this press, it was my second press. My first press was a Dillon Square Dill B, which I recently sold. So this one I actually had in 5.56, and I converted it to 9mm, and slowly but surely I built it up. If you're looking for a faster auto-indexing type of press, which this one is manual indexing, all 550 models are. I would tell you to get the 650 or the 750, the new one that just came out. But if you're been running the 550 for years and you like it and you know your press in and out like I do, and you want to build it up slowly with a case feeder or a bullet feeder or with an alarm or something like that, yeah, go for it. Just want to get that little disclaimer out of the way because I know someone's going to comment, just run a 650 or a 751 to go more faster. Yeah, you're right. But if you just want to build it up or don't have the funds to drop $1,500 on a 750 or plus, then you want to go with a case feeder or bullet feeder, this video is for you. All right. So I'm just going to do a walk around with each station and what I have on it and pros and cons. Yeah, here we go. All right, so for the first station right here, I have your Dillon Carbide Dynamic decapping die. This is the one that comes with the press. I've been really happy with it. I do like the spring that's inside of it. It really gets all those old primers out. Only pro tip I would give you is that Dillon states to screw this all the way down to the shell plate when you raise up the bottom shell plate right there, and then back it off half a turn. My tip is to back it off maybe a full turn, because it will still resize, but it'll have a lot less tension on that spring inside, and you won't get old primers flying out like crazy over here. You can also bring it down to a 3/4 turn if you back it up a 3/4 turn if you feel like you need to, but other than that, I've been really happy with the die. There's no reason for me to go with anything else as of now. I have a lot of cases run up through that die, no problems whatsoever, and I'm still on my first decapping pin. I still have the second one they give you. So I've been really happy with that. All right. Also on the first station as well with the resizing die, I have your case feeder. I know you're all wanting to hear about that. This case feeder has pros and it has cons. Okay. Now, this is just with my personal experience. I'm not knocking the company and I'm not promoting the company any way whatsoever. All right. First off, all right, unlike you have on, I'm going to take you to my 1100. On 1100, 1050, and 750, where you have your cutoff switch piece over here, okay, when it clips up in here, you have it, all right, over here, all right. This is in the center of the drop tube right there, all right. Unlike the other ones, which is a straight piece, all right. So this actually comes in 3 sections: 1, 2, and 3. Is it a poor setup? I think personally it is, but it works. The cutoff switch is right over there. Okay. Sorry if the light's too bright. I'm going to turn it off in a second. All right. Sorry about the bright light. I'll turn it on and off throughout the video. So it comes in 3 sections, and they are not connected with any screws or anything like that. This one here, if you can see, this one is actually in probably about 3/4 of an inch, and then here is probably in like 1/2 inch. Okay, and what this does is, as you pull the handle, this slides up and down. So these two stay connected just by compression, and then this one is actually free floated right here. So you have to make sure when you're setting it up that one's not too short, or it'll pop out, and then you have cases falling over all over the place. Okay, so that's one thing to be aware of. You do not, and it comes tight from the. You do not touch these screws right here. They come tight, you'll crack them. You'll crack the plastic if you torque it down anymore. All right. And then another thing you have to make sure is that your case die right there, all right, is in all this part is in all the way, or this part will pop out as this piece goes out. So unlike the 1050s, or the 1100s, where everything goes down, okay, everything like the 650, 550s, everything goes up. All right, so you have to make sure that this is in all the way and there's no bind whatsoever. So you always have to make sure that this is nice and straight, and it's not going to be too much to hit anything with the priming rod or anything like the following rod or anything like that. Okay, so that's what you have to be aware of. Number two, okay, Dillon states in the directions to take apart the whole bottom shell plate, and so you can set the cam system to feed inside. Okay, did I do that? No. Was it a big pain? Yes. Okay, I probably reconfigured the whole bottom cam, the whole cam system like 3 times to make it right. This is the closest I've gotten to it. One thing I would have liked for Dillon to do is that when they designed this feed ramp right here, they would have done like a little bit of like a trap door that would slide over this, and as the case would feed, sorry, my finger's all in the way. Case would feed inside, it would go down and it would clip up in there, and it would basically replace the whole, I guess, that whole bent paper clip system that they have over there to keep the case inside. I wish they would have done it, because every 4 or 5 times you just have to walk it in a little bit and to get the primer to seat properly. So that's one thing I would have wished they would have done differently. Is it the best? No, it's not. I have seen people do better case feed systems with 3D printing than Dillon over here. Okay. Other than that, it works pretty well. So to adjust it, the directions are okay, but I wish they would have come in color, but they don't. Looks like someone photocopied it, unless that was just mine. But other than that, you just have to make sure that everything feeds nice and good. All right. Now, if you do want to get your case feeder for your 550, okay. All right. I'm going to bring you over to the 1100. Hold on one second. All right. You see how this one here has a hook for your 1050s and 1100s? This one right here is just a piece of metal with a little notch on it that will just push the case inside. Okay, so if you go way too fast, the case will tip over. Unlike your commercial press, it has a hook, a grabber that will grab the case and throw it in there. Okay. Now, other than that, the case feeder is pretty good. I have the washer out on the shell plate for inside here. Okay. I have it probably holds a good 300 cases ballpark until it gets tough to turn. That's just what I'm experiencing. I just throw a couple hundred in there, and if it turns, it turns. If it doesn't, I take them out. And then when it gets low, I'm just literally just throwing them by hand on the fly. So that's not a deal breaker. I just want, so if you have like 1,000 cases and you dump it in there, it's just too heavy for that shell plate to turn. Okay, for the brass collator. All right. Also, this whole cam system comes with the ramp. Sorry, I'm turning on and off the lights so I don't blind you guys. Comes with the ramp, all right? So it rides up there, and that's all one whole piece from Dillon. So you don't have to put that all together, okay? If you have any more questions on the case sphere, shoot me a message on YouTube or Facebook on the Firearm Convention, and I will answer anything else further. Now to move on to the next priming stage, I do have the bearing cam system inside there. I was using the other one, and after about 15,000 rounds, it started to wear out. So I switched to this. They sell these on eBay. Just type in 550 upgrades on eBay, and this is like $30. Does it work better? So far, so good. Okay, so everything, can't complain, and that's pretty self-explanatory to put in. All right. Now switching over to station number 2. This is the Dillon powder funnel. Okay. I have the low power sensor. Do you need to get that? No. Why? Because it doesn't work. It never works. I have it on here just to keep the weight on it down. It's like a $60, $50 upgrade when you buy it. You don't need it. When your powder gets low, you see it, you put more powder in it. Pretty self-explanatory? Yes. Moving on. I have the powder funnel expander, powder funnel die right here on the bottom. People say when you go to station number 3 and you want to put in a bullet feeder die, and you switch a double alpha, you should switch the Dillon to the double alpha. I don't see the reason to right now. It's working great. I don't over expand my cases, so they do sit very, I'm going to say a word that's not really a word, loose or more loosely loose in here, because I don't like to have that bulge with my 124 grain projectiles I'm running from RMR. So everything on station number 2 is stock. All right. The case feeder and the bullet feeder system upgrades will not affect the powder station number 2 on there as by Dillon. So you don't need to upgrade anything like that. Okay. On that station. Now, station number 3, like we were just talking about, I do have the double alpha, okay, die in there. I did sand down the piece before installing it, so it's nice and smooth. It wasn't getting caught up or anything like that. People say to put a little bit of oil right there. 301 oil, you see them at Home Depot in the WD-40 section. Just to get more smooth, but as of now, it's working great. Now, the bullet feeder, this was made from my boy Tim Ryan, and he's on Facebook. If you go to the Firearm Convention and click on admin on our group, click on Johnny, and I'll shoot you his information. It's a 3D printed bullet feeder. It works great. It works fine. Hold on, let me get this light out of your face. Sorry about that. There we go. The bullet feeder, it works great. No complaints. Every once in a while, I will get an upside down projectile, which I'll just literally just flip it back over. That's because I was kind of messing with the speeds. I know there's different ramps that you can change out right there. But other than that, it works great. It feeds great. It works great. Has an on-off switch. Okay. And you have your different speeds right there. I like to have it on the 11 o'clock right there, because it feeds the best there and it keeps up well with me going. And that's it on the bullet feeder. All right. Now, coming to the last station. All right. Here's where everyone's going to comment. I do have a 2-in-1 seating and crimping die. Why? Because when I take out station number 3, which is over here, I lose that bullet seating die. So I went ahead and I did get a double alpha 201 crimp seating crimp die, People are going to comment that the double alpha is crap. I agree. It's not the best. I would either go with a Lee. The Lee 2-in-1 crimp is a whole lot better. I had to go back and forth probably about 11 to 12 times, which taking out the crimp, setting the crimp and setting the seating position, it was a lot. The 2-1 crimp by Lee is a lot better. Why do I have it in there? Because it works great right now. I have it permanently set right now. If I ever have to buy one again, I will not buy the double alpha over the Lee. Trust me, they're literally the same thing, but the Lee is a whole lot better. All right. So for those of you that are going to comment, the 2-in-1 crimp by double alpha is garbage. I agree. It is. It's there because it works right now. And if I ever have to take it out and put it back in, I'll just go ahead and click and order that Lee. All right. All right, that's pretty much it. Small little upgrades that I did do is I did get the roller handle a whole lot better than that ball handle. Get rid of that ball handle. Spend the extra $50 on that. I do have a bullet tray, but since I'm using the bullet feeder, it just got really in the way. So I ended up removing it. And then I put one of those like these car mechanical 3-inch trays, which is for my magnet, my case feeder, tools, things like that. Other than that, everything on here is pretty much stock. I did get the Dillon Allen wrench set. Why? Because it's right there in front of me. I do have one of my 1050 my 1100 as well. Dillon likes to make everything really tight to get to, except with if you use regular Allen wrenches, and except if you buy their Allen wrench set. Smart, huh? But other than that, that's my setup on the 550B. You can do this with the C model as well. The C model is actually a little bit more wider frame, I think, and a little bit more compact on top. But other than that, everything else pretty much is all pretty much stock, and all the upgrades are pretty much covered. I don't think there's anything more. If you're running the 550, especially on this press, all right, you're going to need to go pick yourself up a long, I would say a long needle nose or tweezers to get the cases out when they get jammed up on top, all right, which I have over here as well for my 1100. One thing which comes standard is that there's no speed adjustment. Once you click it on, it clicks off, on and off to speed. All right. Whereas on the new case feeders, you can adjust your speed. So that's one thing to consider. All right. If there's any other questions, let me know. I think I covered pretty much everything. If I did not, throw a comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Other than that, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the other video I'm going to post with me running it. And I can answer some more questions. Oh, and the last thing, if you're still here, all right, one thing that helps a lot with the case feeder is this actually holds in your priming pickup rod. This usually will come out. So that's one pro. Thanks for watching, guys. Feel free to give me a like, or us a like, subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. You guys are awesome. Peace.